Wubba lubba dub dub, and welcome to Larry's Library. This week we're going to take a look at all of my Rick and Morty deluxe hardcovers. So we got a collection tour and we're going to get into it right now. The Rick and Morty TV show started in 2013 on Cartoon Network's Adult Swim. I was a big Adult Swim watcher for a long time, and I was right there at the beginning of Rick and Morty, and I loved it straight away. And I've been watching it ever since. The comic book started in 2015, a couple years after the show started, and this was published by Oni Press. This thing ran for 5 years, 60 issues, and then that was it. I don't think it was technically canceled, because I'm pretty sure it was a really big seller for them. I think it was just they lost the license or they let it lapse or something. So it's a little unclear what the future will be as far as, will there be more Rick and Morty comic books or not? I kind of think there almost has to be. Surely someone will step up and take that license, or maybe Oni Press will get it back. I don't know. It's the way these licensed things go, these licensed properties. One publisher will get it, and then they'll let the license lapse, or they'll lose it. And then maybe another publisher will pick it back up. I mean, we've seen that happen with Conan the Barbarian. It was with Marvel for many, many decades. Then it was gone. And then Dark Horse picked it up. And then eventually Marvel got it back. And now Marvel's lost it again. That's a whole nother video. Future collection tour video for sure. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, this comic book series, I enjoyed it quite a bit. There's a whole lot of different creators involved here. Way too many to try to list. I'm not even going to attempt it. The standouts for me, though, are Kyle Starks on writing and Mark Ellerby's art. I think those two really knocked it out of the park. Everything they did on it, I think, was just spot on. They're probably my two standouts. There's a lot of other great creators on this, too. But, yeah, I think maybe Kyle Starks was born to write Rick and Morty. I really do. He did just a tremendous job. All of his stuff stayed true to the show and the premise and the characters. He got it right. The show and the comic book are both pretty, some would call it hard sci-fi at times for sure. And it's a comedy. It's a dark comedy. Absolutely dark. In fact, I would probably characterize it as hard sci-fi existential nightmare fuel. I think that's possibly a good way to put this. But if you love that sort of thing as much as I do, I'm there for that existential nightmare fuel for sure. And if you like that sort of thing, then you're going to love the comic book. If you love the show, you're for sure going to love the comic book, no doubt. So these 60 issues are collected in a lot of different forms. You can get them in trade paperback. You can get them in standard hardcovers, I think. Now, what I have, though, are these big, beautiful deluxe hardcovers. 8 of them collects all 60 issues, plus I think almost all the covers are there, variant covers, so there's a lot of that material at the back of each volume. You can go through all the covers, which is pretty cool. If you like art, you like seeing these different takes on the Rick and Morty universe characters, it's a good way to explore that, is looking at the cover galleries. Really nice stuff in there. Now, speaking of cover galleries, you'll notice as I'm running these scans throughout the video, I don't have any credits. And that's because I tried my damnedest to get accurate credit info on these covers, and I found out that was a lost cause. Because for whatever reason, Oni Press doesn't always show who did the cover. In fact, I don't think they ever did. They list cover credits, but it's for all the covers in the book, not the cover of the specific volume that you're holding in your hands. So that's kind of a bummer. So please, any comic, if there happens to be any comic book artist out there watching this, sign your work, please. Put it on there, even if you have to sneak it in, because somebody, people like me that scan this stuff, I'll zoom in there if I have to, and I'll find it. And if it's going to be in one of my videos, I'm going to try to do credits when I can. None in this one, though, so sorry. So yeah, this thing, like I said, it ran for 5 years, 60 issues, and they're all contained in here. Now, I have read them all, and I love them all. There is one more volume I have left to read, and that's the Rick and Morty versus Dungeons & Dragons, which was a joint published deal between Oni Press and IDW, who holds the current license for D&D, apparently. And it's really nice, too. Beautiful volume. Haven't read it yet. but it's the same size, so it matches up nicely with these, and it has a ribbon. Pretty cool. And that's a really cool looking volume. They've made it look like an old leather bound, like medieval magical tome. You'll see when the scan comes up on that one. But nice stuff too. Looking forward to reading that one. But as I said, my personal favorite on this was the work of Kyle Starks in here. His writing on this, I think, is just spot on. Really nice. My daughter, Kristen, you guys know her as Omnicat, the Comic Slayer. She's friends with Kyle Starks. He happens to live in my hometown where I come from, so he's in the area. And anyway, she got me a gift from, well, not from him, but from her. But she scored me a print of Pickle Rick by Kyle Starks. He's an artist as well, and he did a mock-up homage to the Frank Miller Wolverine miniseries #1 cover, but as Pickle Rick. It's beautiful. I'll show you a still of that. I didn't try to scan it. It's too big for the scanner anyway. It's 11 by 17, so it wouldn't fit on my platen. But I've got it on the wall here, but I've got a still, and it's beautiful. I just love that thing. So yeah. And I'll show a few pages from, I believe this is from the last volume, volume 8. And I'll show you some zoomed in pages here of some of the really funny stuff Kyle Starks did in there. And I believe this art is by Mark Ellerby. And it's awesome. So yeah, this is going to be a short video. I'm not going to go into any of the plots or anything. I'm not going to ruin any of that. I just wanted to let you guys take a look at these covers. And, I know there's probably some people on the fence whether they want to buy these or not. Maybe this will help you out. Take a look at these. And if you like the show, if you love the show, you're going to love the comic book. There is no doubt. And this gets my endorsement. If you're on the fence about buying them, this should help you out. And like I said, I endorse it. So I say go get them while you can. So I don't know how long that stock will last and what's going to happen with that license. But anyway, that's all I got this time. Hope you enjoy taking a look at these. And if you want more, like I said, subscribe. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on anything. And I'll see you in the next one.